enunciating Graham the Awakened Journey.
सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपाल नंदनः पार्थो वत्सा सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतम महत्. If all the knowledge of Upanishads is compared to cow, the wonderful knowledge which all the Western scientists, Heisenberg, Niels Bohr, Nikola Tesla, all of them were very deeply studying, the essence of that knowledge is Bhagavad Gita. And who is the milkman who is taking out this essence of all the Upanishads? He is Gopal Nandanaha, Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord himself. And Arjuna is Vatsa compared to calf, and the milk is drank by other people aside from the calf, and they are called Sudhir Bhokta. So if we want to relish this essence of the Upanishads, we have to have this quality of being Sudhir, very, very sober. Senses are controlled, satisfied in all circumstances. But even if we are not so Sudhir, need not worry. Simply by hearing this message with rapt attention, we will become Sudhir, and then we will realize this knowledge. So I am very glad that we are going to discuss this knowledge. Now we are going to realize the most important knowledge in the corpus of all the Upanishadic knowledge, which is called the Bhagavad Gita. If we assimilate this nicely and spread this knowledge to everyone, the whole world will become very, very happy. So let us start with chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita. The only qualification is hearing with attention. So 5,000 years ago, there was a rift in the family of the Kurus, who were the rulers of Hastinapur. Pandavas were the rightful heirs to the throne, but their uncle, Dhritarashtra, who was ruling on their behalf, Pandavas who were yet to come of age, wanted his sons to occupy the throne. So Pandavas were very liberal. They told, it is fine, let our brothers rule. We are not greedy, but we are Kshatriyas, we cannot have any other occupation. Kshatriya is but trained to rule, and in this way maintain his livelihood. So please give us at least 5 villages. On being denied any piece of land whatsoever, even equaling the tip of a needle, when all the peaceful negotiations failed, finally a war was declared. Rather, it became the World War. All the kings of the world got divided into 2 parties, Kauravas and Pandavas. And Dhritarashtra, who was the king is supposed to lead the fight, but because he was blind, he could not join. So Dhritarashtra is sitting in his own palace with his secretary Sanjay, who was a student of Vedavyas, and by the mercy of Vedavyas, he was able to envision everything that is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this discussion between Sanjay and Dhritarashtra, as explained in the great historical epic Mahabharata, forms the basis of all the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. So let us start with chapter number 1, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Dhritarashtra uvacha Dharma kshetre Kurukshetre Samvetayuyotsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim akurvat Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjay, after assembling in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do, being desirous to fight? The foremost thing, before we even begin to hear the Vedic knowledge or the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, is understanding, verifying the source. We would have got this confusion, or we should think now, that Bhagavad Gita has got so many editions, and similar is the case with other Vedic literatures, and every edition is conveying a unique meaning. So how do we understand which is the right meaning, the original sense? what Krishna wanted to convey to Arjuna. This is very important to discover. So we should not simply start hearing from any source. Otherwise, it is told, it can create disaster in our spiritual life. People who have done commentaries which are very famous on Bhagavad Gita, they describe, oh, it is actually not a historical incident, it is an allegorical narrative. The Kurukshetra is human body, Pandavas are the five senses, and Kauravas are 100 vices within the body, and this battle is an internal struggle of senses to overcome the vices. But this is very wrong understanding, because it is explained in various parts of the Vedas. Kurukshetra dharmam achare. There is a reference of Kurukshetra as dharma kshetra, as Dhritarashtra is speaking here. If you have to perform dharma, any religious activities, go to the pilgrimage dharma kshetra of Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra dharmam achare. So Kurukshetra is considered, and even now we know, it is a geographical location. So why this discrepancy happens? It is because people do not know how to take the right knowledge. The right knowledge, original intent, is very carefully preserved and passed on the succession of disciples in schools called parampara or sampradaya. So it is told in the Padma Purana, in Garg Samhita, which are those sampradayas, Vedic schools from which you should get this knowledge. So it is said, Sampradaya vihinaye mantraste nishpala mataha Shri Brahma Rudra Sanaka Vaishnava Shiti Pavana. You may be very happy. Oh, I have read this very nice mantra in the Vedas or Gita. I am chanting this every day. But the Vedas are telling, if you have not received it in parampara, nishpala mataha. That is nishpal, of no use. Other places Vedas mention nishpala smritaha. So nishpal, it is useless if it is sampradaya vihin. That is why it is important to stick very carefully to one sampradaya or disciplic succession. So which are these disciplic successions? How do we find? So it is mentioned as I quoted in this verse, Shri Brahma Rudra Sanaka. First sampradaya is Shri, then Brahma. Lord Krishna gave this knowledge to Goddess Lakshmi. Then Lord Brahma is another immediate disciple. Lord Shiva is also another immediate disciple. And the fourth sampradaya is that of Kumaras, the sons of Brahma. So they passed this knowledge to their disciples, and then they decided among our disciples who can pass it without any change, who has understood the perfect meaning. And in this way he was declared the next Guru. Then that Guru chose another perfect person who can pass it on without any change. So Sanskrit is such a wonderful language. Even in English, a statement can have many meanings. What to speak of Sanskrit, which means most reformed. So every verse of Sanskrit can have 60, 70 or many more meanings. So we have to understand in this parampara, Krishna explained to Brahma, Brahma explained to Narad, Narad explained to Vedvyas, he explained to Madhvacharya. This is called Brahma Sampradaya. And we humbly belong to this Brahma Sampradaya, which is one of the four original Sampradayas, to pass this knowledge without any change.